Okay.
Sing the song of me. Oh, oh wait, I should probably edit that particular song before going
You
on.
hear this? You are not alone. This is the resistance.
Who's that? That dude's worried.
What's up, everyone? Tin Man with the Resistance.
I'm Lucid.
We got Grandmaster Evan, Curse Wolf, and Curse Wolf's anonymous friend.
I'm
Who
just
goes
a little
by many
kitty cat.
names.
Eh?
I'm just a little kitty cat.
Meow.
Exactly. I'm just a little kitty cat, so I don't even. You have to at least do it right if you're gonna meow. Hey,
All right. Well, Tin Man is going to go grab his cigarettes. I think we should probably just get started with the discussions.
a lot of
Grandmaster, I believe you're taking everybody's sound. Okay, thank you.
In light of the recent shootings and stuff that have been going on, more specifically the one in Florida, I kind of want to discuss gun control. We were going to cover the actual Florida shooting the other day when it was going on, but
We all know what it was, why it was. and all
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, it's just another school shooting that needed to be talked about, I guess. And so, thoughts on gun control, guys? I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on it, and how do you think it should be approached? And what should we do as far as that's concerned? I mean, we have the Second Amendment rights, we have the 28th Amendment that's being lobbied right now. And we got these current events that need to be kind of discussed as far as this goes. I mean, we've talked about gun control several times over the years, and it just keeps getting more and more fucking bullshit. So, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions on it?
Well, first of all,
I'm gonna be the guy that points out that probably what's the most obvious thing. And no matter what we do at the law standpoint, at the government standpoint, what's it gonna do? At the end of the day, the criminals will still go on the black market, get whatever they could probably get a Uzi. That's the first crazy gun that comes to my head. So yeah, kind of crazy. And it doesn't do a thing.
Nope.
Gun control laws at the end of the day matter if you care about it.
And the thing of it is too, bottom line, no matter what gun control laws are enacted, no matter how many gun-free safe zones you are implementing, at the end of the day, the only people that it really hurts are the law-abiding citizens. And in my opinion, I think the only thing that can stop a bad person with a gun is a good person with a gun.
I'm pointing out I'm doing the.
Yeah, he said he'll come in and out for a second every now and then.
Okay.
one thing I do want to point out, they're proposing the 28th Amendment. You gotta remember, too, that the Constitution clearly states that no law or legislation shall infringe upon the
Constitution.
I didn't hear that, Tin Man. I did not hear that, Tin Man.
They're proposing a 28th Amendment, and it would basically erode the Second Amendment, which can't happen.
Because it's part of the Constitution.
Yeah, you cannot pass any law or legislation, including an amendment that would erode
or abridge
the original amendments.
By the way, I lost. You guys or everyone lost each other. What was the last thing I actually said? And
you were just saying that you were pointing out something, and then you just went dark. So.
Oh. Well, I'll just kind of recap real quick everything I said because I don't like repeating long sentences.
Okay.
More gun-free zones mean hello criminal with a nicely modified gun. Okay, let's kill about 100 people real quick. Walk away. No one's here to stop you. It makes it difficult for people to defend themselves.
Right.
Yeah, agreed.
There should be more accessibility, but not just a gun. I'm not a gun fan. It's kind of why I got dragged in. Give us rights to swords to other areas. Fuck. Like, give me a second real quick, because I'm going to move down. No, I'm on my bed right now. Hello, people. Get to see the bed. See this? I don't know if y'all can see
Yeah, this guy got real weapons
I
that aren't
cannot
bullets.
see anything on your end.
Yeah. This sits at the head of my bed. This is a katana. Now, in case anyone who's watching this is trying to play, this is metal. This is sharp. I know how to use it. Say, get class accessibility. Not just swords, not just guns.
Just the
Tonfa, bow staff, whatever. Give people actual law-abiding access. Whatever fucking weapon tickles your fancy. You want to learn how to shank somebody with a boomerang legally? Get a class for it. You want to learn how to use a bow staff? Get a class for it. Because right now there is such a lot on what people can actually legally carry a larger weapon at my back. To be safe, I'm white and skinny. I don't look like shit. I have to carry a decent-sized blade out in the open so I can feel safe.
Right. And as far as the law
There's
goes,
a law.
as far as the law goes, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you. You keep breaking up real bad. But you were saying that, you know, we should be allowed to carry swords and stuff like that. Well, as far
Whatever weapon,
right,
whatever you are comfortable using to defend yourself.
right, and as far as that is concerned, the actual Constitution says the right to bear arms, not the right to bear guns. So arms meaning any weapon or anything that it takes to defend yourself or to you know, uphold you know, law or constitution or whatever, as far as that goes. And as far as I know, at least in the state of California, you are actually allowed to carry swords in the open as long as they're sheathed and readily visible to law enforcement.
That's why I carry it on my shoulder with it held like this when I use it, because for me it's a quick flip and down to be able to use, but most people aren't going to fuck with you when you're carrying a katana
Right.
on your shoulder.
Right.
It's repellent without me having to use it. But if I'm
Just like most people aren't gonna fuck with me whenever I'm walking with a stick that's a foot taller than me that's pointed on the end.
And just for reference here, guys, our side of the camera can't see anybody doing anything. Everything's frozen over here except for mine and Tin Man's little you know, reference camera for us. That we can only see ourselves. Grandmaster Revan's frozen. Curtis's camera's off. And we can't see you either.
I think Z just bounced. It's like, I don't even know if Z's still in here.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah, we can't see anything.
Story I want to share with you guys. Me and Kent were sitting out in the truck last night on lunch, and she came across an article of a guy here in Tennessee who she actually went to school with. Recently got arrested for possession of pipe bombs. Now, it's interesting that Lucy brought up the Second Amendment pertaining to all weapons as a means to defend yourself. So by right, this guy should have been allowed to have pipe bombs in his possession.
Well, explosives are a little bit different than, say, armament. Those are more, what do you call that? It's not armament.
Trapping. I would call them trap setters, because at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, and the grandmasters who can throw a shirt and have it's a trap. It's something you set down, click, boom, reaction.
Right.
So it's not an armament, it's more of an accessory with intention.
It's ordnance. It's called ordnance is what it's called, for bombs and missiles and things of the like that are not like
Yeah, that's that word. That's that word I was trying to remember.
Yeah, it's called ordnance. So the right to bear arms is one thing, but the right to bear ordnance is a completely different thing, I would think. But like I said, that's just something that I'm gathering as an intelligent guess as to what the Second Amendment is stating.
what defines ordinance? It defines force.
I mean,
Ordinance
Did
is
anybody hear me whenever I said I walk with a stick that's like a foot taller than me that has a point and
Yeah.
nobody fucks with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they were all kind of lumping your thing in and continuing answering you when they answered me with the fact I have a 2-foot long katana that I keep sheathed.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, look at what Tin Man has in his room.
Tin Man's got a batarang behind his light shade right there. Oh, he's got a recurve. I forgot. He has a recurve. He has a compact recurve.
I actually make bows for a living. It's actually one of the things I do. I make it out of PVC. I make my own arrows. I fletch everything. I make weapons too. But like
There was a law passed back in 1902, which states that any gun control law attempt cannot happen because it'll be illegal.
Any what?
It is called the Dick Act of 1902. It's over a century old. It's an old law that's still in effect today. That no gun control law or gun-free zones could ever work because they're considered illegal.
A gun-free zone is illegal?
It's illegal, yeah.
Huh.
It's illegal.
Yeah. Well, I was curious about the whole, definition of, explosives in one category and firearms in another as far as the Second Amendment is
This
concerned.
law states that anybody can have any gun as many as they want, and it's still legal as long as it's legal. But there's been attempts on this gun control crap, and it's failed many times. And they're trying to use these mass shootings in a way to
perpetuate
gun control,
Yeah, perpetuate them.
I had kind of an epiphany right now while I was taking a piss.
Best time.
No, seriously though. I mean, like we were just discussing the Second Amendment rights and how we're not allowed to bring to light any legislation or laws abridging to or infringing upon our constitutional rights and protections. If that's the case, wouldn't that make gun-free zones illegal?
Yeah, that's what.
Yes,
Damn right. Damn right. That's fucked up,
The
baby.
gun-free zones are illegal.
Yeah, they should be illegal because they are an infringement upon constitutional rights and protections.
Yes, it is.
Here's a conversation I've had with a few friends of mine and various beliefs and all that crap, and I'll bring it to the table here. The problem with guns, and it's not a firing problem or that, is unless you buy rubber bullets, you're looking at one option. You shoot, you kill.
Right.
Yeah.
You look at a sword, you look at a bow staff, you look at, insert whatever martial weapon that takes. There are options. The katana I showed, if I don't fully unsheath it, I can use the back of the handle to aim and knock unconscious on several areas. I have to aim for very specific areas with the blade to kill them. A gun, you shoot them in the leg, chances are you're going to hit a major artery. You shoot them in the arm, you can hit them in a major artery. You hit them.
Yeah, if you actually fire the gun, it's dangerous. But you can pistol whip somebody and it's not dangerous. But the whole fact is that the gun is still potentially dangerous, even if you pistol whip.
But then again, so are swords, so are knives, so are hammers, so are bricks, so are baseball bats. And the reason why I say that is because everybody has the option whether or not to utilize these arms to protect themselves or not to protect themselves. I mean, every weapon has the potential to kill or maim seriously in those circumstances. I mean, even with a gun, you could choose to draw it or not draw it. You could choose to shoot it or not shoot it. You could choose to use it as a deterrent. Even if the gun is not loaded, the person that you're aiming it at doesn't know that it's not loaded. Maybe it would deter them. I mean, it's the same concept as a sword. I mean, you see homeboy with a sword walking down the street on his shoulder. I mean, chances are he's not going to get fucked with. But yeah, but on the other hand, too, too. I mean, if you make that
I
choice
would
to
like
fuck
to
with them, you
finish
make the
my
choice
thought,
whether to
though, before we
get seriously
really
maimed
going.
or killed. I mean, that's just the choice you make.
I think if they make guns realistically a little more viable, they need to have more options on non-lethal.
Agreed.
Either more access to rubber bullets. I don't mind. My biggest beef with them, and it will always be my biggest beef, you pull a gun with the standard ammunition you buy from wherever. Your option is shoot and kill, or don't shoot and hope that they back the fuck up.
Right, but
Without
as is the case with carrying a sword as well. I mean, you know, you don't bring
I
like
think that
the
the
old
sword
saying
has more
goes, you don't bring a knife to a
options.
gunfight. You know what I
Genevieve
mean?
said whenever she gets home, she will join.
Okay. Well, with the old saying goes, you don't bring a knife to a gunfight. I mean, you just hope to God that the other person on the other end of your sword doesn't have a gun in their pocket. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same principle. But on the other hand, too, I mean, that's why they make tasers. That's why they make, you know, batons. That's why they make, other non-lethal, pepper spray, you know, less than lethal options. If you don't want to carry a gun and carry the possibility of actually killing somebody, they have less than lethal options, which is like pepper spray, you know, batons,
Back in
you
the
know,
day-
tasers.
Back in the day, they carried mace. And,
Right.
and mace was very effective back in the day.
Well, it still is. I'm sorry, but you spraying a motherfucker in the face with some mace, dude. You're more than likely gonna bring them down, no matter what they say or what they do. I mean that's the point of these riot
That's true.
weapons and armament that
They
have
also did it-
pepper
plus,
balls.
They also, yeah, true, but they also used different variants of the pepper spray,
Pizza rolls.
and they made them very lethal. I mean, very lethal in a degree, because one gets sprayed in the face, man, you're hard. It's like fucking.
I mean, pepper spray on a pizza roll can be
sucks.
deadly.
Pepper spray on a pizza roll sucks. I actually sprayed some
Pepper
pepper
spray
spray on a
sucks.
pizza roll and ate it. It was terrible.
Even with all this protection, pepper spray sucks.
It does.
Yeah, it
But
was.
yeah, back in the day, you just used your hands. And the thing is that there was 3 points where you could technically kill the human body.
Well, I'm gonna
One is the
disconnect real
nose.
quick. Hold on, I'm gonna disconnect
2 is the
myself real
punch to
quick.
the head. 3 is
We're
the
gonna disconnect
knockout
ourselves
jaw.
real quick and re-add ourselves to the call. We'll be right back.
Are we still live when it's like this?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
But you're wrong, because if
There we
you
go.
punch the stomach with significant enough force to explode the stomach, that's pretty doggone lethal too.
Yeah, we got
Not
everybody.
many-
Yes, that is as well true. As long if you karate chop the Adam's apple, you can incapacitate them long enough so that they do not breathe as well.
Yeah, well, if you stab a sword in somebody's left lung, you know, right underneath the heart, you're
I'm
gonna
saying hands only.
incapacitate them
Patrick.
pretty good
I'm
too.
saying hands only, lunatic lucid. Hands only.
Yeah, in the morning here. I went over there with Dad, and I got a phone.
Hands only. Just hands only is what I was
Oh,
thinking.
I'm hearing a lot of back thoroughfare from somebody.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I am
think it's
as
Grandmaster
well.
Revan. I think his kids are outside. He's always got background noise going on.
And Chris Wolf goes.
I'm currently on location, so I mean, there will be some background sound to it.
Did you say you're on vacation?
Huh?
Yes.
Why is there a yellow thing on the camera?
Oh, look, the clowns are back.
Why is there a yellow thing on the camera again?
Because Mephisto and Z is gone. I don't know where they went again.
What the fuck?
Oh, wait,
don't
I
know where
can
they
find
are.
them
They
real quick.
disappear all the time.
Hold on, I can find them real quick. Shall it be slap or stab back into the body?
Ow! You're rude. You're rude, kitty. You're rude. You're rude. That was not the correct place to put that.
Huh? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
It's something funny because I was arguing with the yellow emoji thing.
I colon clawed thee.
It was a colonoscopy.
Wow.
I am not a nice person, in case some people remember me. I never claim it. I'm just a meddling little nosy kitten.
I put kitties in the microwave.
Chinese food.
At least I can join the call freely.
Yeah, it's about time you figure that shit out, asshole.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, man. Sometimes there's a phantom call and nobody's there. And I can't join the call because the phantom call will be there later. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I can't join on my computer because my computer's microphone says this media is not accepted because of stupid shit your microphone is turned off. I don't.
See?
Yo,
How much did you warn them about me before throwing them to the sharks?
Huh?
I just warned them that you was basically a completely different opinion from everybody that was here, and that's exactly what inspired them to say, please bring him in.
Yeah, no doubt. We need a different opinion because generally 9 times out of 10 we all agree on the same damn thing, and we need another voice coming at us from a different angle because we like to discuss it coming from the other angle, the other side of the spectrum, because like I said, man, we could all sit here and discuss things till we're blue in the face, but at the end of the day we all agree we need something else to talk about,
Well,
by the way, who actually... It's like, the common person randomly confuses me.
Exactly. That is the point of Mr. Giggles.
That is definitely the point of Mr. Giggles.
yeah,
He's the comedic relief.
yeah, I think the
Well,
biggest-
I'm pretty sure people are going to be scratching their head how two people in 2 different parts of Ohio, one gave a cold claw to the other and made him jump. Because I'm sure you've noticed,
I'm
Z and I
technically
are
in
not
Virginia.
Virgin. So someone in Virginia got colon clawed by someone in Ohio. I'm pretty sure that's pretty good comedic relief and will have people scratching their heads.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it will be.
I
kid.
tell
Yes, it will
Curtis
be.
Wolf all the time he needs a cranial rectalectomy, but he doesn't listen to me.
I can operate that right quick. I can give him one of those real quick.
I like it. Do it. Well, the question is, what can be done by the American people that is going to put an end to this constant push for new legislation on gun control? I mean, what is going to...
They got
Every resistance group saying no at the exact same time instead of saying no separately.
I think
single resistance group standing up at the exact same time.
Well, I think personally, I think people are combating the wrong damn thing. I think instead of combating guns, they need to start combating crime more. They need to start putting these people behind bars and taking the tips that these FBI agents are getting and taking them seriously. Start looking into things a little bit deeper.
Real shit.
You know
I
what I'm
would
saying?
like to take it one step further on something, and this is going to feel really left field, but it's connected, especially with school shootings.
Okay.
Bullying needs to be taken seriously.
What
Oh,
does?
good.
Bullying.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think
Because-
that a lot of these
put it to
school
you this
shootings
way,
stem
again, I'm
from bullying, and it's
I am
because
skinny.
the bullies
was in a
the
black-
bullied get sick and tired of the bullies picking on them, so they come to school and they shoot all these bullies up, and just by coincidence and by happenstance they shoot a bunch of other people up too. So
He'll be right back. He was in the middle of a sentence. He'll be right back.
That's fine.
He's already done this twice.
Well, I
Yeah.
think it's pretty well evident that the American people on this gun control shit say, no, we're not going to have this shit. Shut the fuck up about it. Quit trying to push it. And the government's fucking orchestrating a lot of these events and exploiting these events for the purposes of gaining more gun control.
for the push on gun control, exactly. And I think that a good example of this this gun control thing and what could actually happen upon the American people relinquishing their right to bear arms and their right to defend themselves. The best example anybody could ever give is look at
The beginning
Hitler.
of
Look at Hitler
look,
and the Germans, dude. I mean, he started by unarming the people, and then he just took over Germany because he was the only one that was allowed to have weapons.
Lucid, look at the beginning of X-Men Days of Futures Past.
Yeah,
And that's what we have 50 years ahead of us if they take from
Yep.
us what we can combat against them.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Besides our mind. Look at the
Agreed.
very beginning of X-Men Days of Futures Past.
Yep, I've seen the movie. And for those of you who haven't seen the movie and who are watching this right now, you guys should really turn that on. It's a good example.
Z says I have to go to the doctor. I had an accident on myself.
Uh,
Am I actually here now?
Yeah.
Yes, you're
There you
actually
are.
here now.
You're
Please
back.
finish your thought.
What was the last thing I said?
You were talking about bullying. You just started talking about bullying.
Okay, I'm going to go into a personal example. I'm white, nerd, and skinny. I grew up in Maple Heights, Ohio. None of you non-Ohioans will know about this. Black sports. Okay?
uh-huh.
That means I was bullied continuously. Luckily, technically, unluckily, take your verb choice pick. I went self-infliction instead of the outer infliction route.
Right.
I talked to the teachers. I talked to the principals. The bullies would get nothing done to them.
Exactly.
And on that note,
And
too,
that's a problem because it's not the guns. It's not the weapon. It's the fact that you look at these teenagers. What the f- is going on in their life? And I'm trying not to cuss because I know YouTube and they're fun.
oh, we cuss all the
Hey,
time,
hey,
man. You say whatever
If it
you
was
want.
up to Tin Man, he'd be having sex on screen right now, so you're alright, kitty.
Believe me, I'm working.
Don't give me that kind of permission, Z, without warning these people about me.
Well, you've been warned.
I think he's talking about maybe whipping his dick out. Or something. I don't know.
Because at the end of the day, you're looking at something of which, okay, let's say none of these were hoaxed. All of these were real shootings done by these teenagers. Okay? Technical far shot real quick, I know. That means it's none of our business, and we have to look at what is happening. And if you take the time to dig into their personal, you might find a connection of all of these kids, all of these teenagers, being bullied for years and years, and finally, they snap. And because their parent is a registered owner, grab, I'm just gonna. It's a simplistic psychological equation.
That's
That-
exactly
Well,
along the lines of what we were talking about earlier. Cursed with his idea of putting a ban on the clips and making a class for the clips, making a class for the bullets, making a class for the guns.
Yep.
It is not going to deter said people from, procuring firearms. Just going to make it harder for the law-abiding citizens. Now, on that note, for people who don't want to take the classes, let's say a child, this happened with the Columbine things. They procured weapons within their own house. Their parents had weapons, and they took those weapons to school and used them.
Yep.
So, I mean, it whether or not these people want to ban weapons from children or from non-law abiding citizens, people are going to procure these weapons, whether they steal them, they are using them illegally from somebody else's armament or what have you. It's going to happen regardless. And I think this all stems from as far as the children shootings are concerned, the adolescents. I think it stems from upbringing. I think it stems from mental illness, and I think it stems from what you said too, there, Kitty, about the whole bullying aspect. And I think people really need to take a look at those things.
Well, another variable too.
I'm going to jump on a hot button topic real quick, and this is confirmed. Almost everyone has an opinion one way or another. I have an issue with, in America, I don't know cross country, kids' voices And I'm going to go not personal because I'm not doing that, but an abusive household, as long as a child's face, neck, and arms, and lower half of the legs for shorts, are left unbruised, they can be physically and sexually abused for years, and the cops won't do anything.
And
The
nobody would
kids
know.
can go up, and this is a problem. If they go to a cop, if they go to the police, if they finally have the courage, they're going to get worse behavior because mommy and daddy, or guardian or whatever, says, no, it's not. They probably just fell, or they're not taken seriously.
Right.
And one of the only parts of a conversation I had with someone who pissed me off to no end, but they'll walk away from, the second that becomes a possibility at all, the second physical abuse on a child hits the table, boom, child's gone.
Right.
Somewhere away from them. They are removed from the parents, they are free. We were talking about a camp, a year-round camp for these kids. The parents have no power, they are allowed to see the kid when the kid is ready. The parents no longer have parenting rights, guardian rights. They are fed to the kid, and not a foster care, more of a focus on getting them through the trauma of that.
More like a therapist and not a parental figure.
Yes, a therapist surrounded by friends who have been there, who can talk, who will not judge you.
Right.
Because, you messed up, but you don't want to tell the therapist person that you were cutting again, but you need you need bandages.
Right.
Children are told until they are 18 they have no voice.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you're supposed to have your life planned out, and they wonder why there's so much stress.
Right.
They wonder why suicide rates are so high.
That's why I kept my mouth shut until I turned 18, because I knew stuff. I just knew that nobody would accept it because I was a child.
Now, for those of us who believe in the Bible, we believe that the age of accountability is 8 years old. Now, I think that that age should be the age of a voice too. The children should be allowed to have an opinion and to be able to voice it to some sort of degree. You know what I mean? Like, if they have something going on with them that they're scared to talk about or whatever, they should be able to do so in a semi-conducive environment. But like you said, they have no voice, and then all of a sudden they have a voice as a teenager, and I think that's a lot of the problem too.
And again, it's like
there's also a lot of balled up frustration about
Yeah. What was that, Grandmaster?
There's also a lot of frustration that they carry because they want to say something, but there's a few that would find ways of psychologically mess them up or some other ways to get them to talking. I mean, it's really. I mean, they should have a voice.
And that's what
They should.
person who was just talking, because I'm not good at names first time, that's kind of wraps in what I was saying. If they finally have the courage to say something, they break that hold, it needs to be taken as serious as somebody who walks up to a police officer and says, that person is following me and they have a weapon. Because it is of the same grade. When you are 4, 5, 6 years old, you don't know when here to you, and the police officer acts like it's nothing, that screws you for life.
Well, not just that, they can name names too. I mean,
because what if the parent could end up doing even worse damage because now they're irritated that they had time wasted in their eyes.
Now, since we're kind of on this subject, and it's kind of been a transition from the Second Amendment right to bullying and stuff like that, I think now is a good time to kind of bring up the whole corporal punishment subject. I mean,
Exactly.
when and where does that start and where does it end? Who has control of that and who has say so of that? And what is right and wrong when it comes to that? Now, I'm not just talking about schools, and I'm not just talking about caregivers for the children when we drop them off at daycare or whatever. I'm talking about even at home, punishment at home from the parents. That even can constitute not only as child abuse, but as bullying in a certain way, too.
Yeah. I was a victim of that a lot. You remember that shit.
In a sense, whenever it comes
Go
to
ahead
a
and talk
private
about that
household,
story.
I believe that everybody should have privacy in their household, and I don't believe that anybody outside of the household, not excluding the parents or family members, as long as it's parents' permission-wise, to actually punish the kid or spank the kid in a manner that is supervised and acceptable.
Yeah, well, I mean, some parents take it too far. I mean, Lucid was a witness to an incident several years ago.
Let's just put it this way. My buddy here, dude. I've known him since I was 16, and I had just gotten my new car. I was coming by to swing by to pick him up and take him to the store, or we were gonna go do something. I forget. This was a while back, and I come pulling up, and as I'm pulling up to his house, his mom is running out of the house, chasing him with a broom handle, beating the shit out of him. And I unlock the doors. I tell him to jump in as I'm kind of just rolling by. He jumps in and we take off. But I mean, it got to the point to where, to defend himself from his mother, who was, supposedly in her mind in the right about how she was treating him. He had to kick the gate into her to get her to stop long enough for him to get into the car so that we could drive away.
That's not why I said it should be supervised and very, I lost the word again. It should be like supervised and very acceptable towards the punishment. It shouldn't be overly done. I forgot the word that I was saying.
Proper punishment for the crime.
Yeah.
I get that, but
Exactly.
at the same time, too, who makes up the proper punishment for the crime and who supervises the parent? Because the parent is the one that has to do the supervising, and they're the ones that think they know what's best for their kids. Now, what if the parent takes it too far?
Yeah, and I mean,
as in Chris's case here.
Good questions.
Yeah, you said good question. And, this is something that happened a lot, me growing up in my household. There was a lot of shit that went on like that. And there are a lot of kids out there who face similar circumstances, if not substantially worse.
And on the whole, physical, whatever you want to fancify it into, I can only really say one thing, and this is something that goes way too close to home for me, so I'm going to be very quiet during the rest of this. If you strike anyone in anger, kid, child, whatever, woman, purple polka dotted person next to you, that is assault. That is no longer. The second you lose your head and you swing, that is an assault charge. It doesn't matter age, sex, position, and correspondence to you in our country. You are assaulting them.
Right.
Because especially for a child, they might not know what's going on. You're just hitting them.
Right.
Some 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old might not get it.
Yeah.
Because they haven't been taught what that really means.
Right.
And that should hold the accountability. If, for example, the neighbor notices that the parent is screaming and hitting the child, they should hold the right as a law-abiding citizen to call in the assault.
Right, but a lot of people who are witness to things like that feel it's none of their business or won't do anything. It's the same concept as like what you were saying about the abused children who are afraid to say something to their parents and get put in these camps, and stuff like that we were talking about earlier. It's kind of along the same lines as that.
Mm-hmm.
only with adults. I mean, some people come out of their house and see all kinds of crazy shit next door with the abuse or spousal abuse or child abuse or however you want to do it, animal abuse, and they won't say a damn thing. You want to know why? Because they feel it's none of their business. Now, who draws the line as to where to step in too?
I think, and again, this is just my opinion, it is very biased. The moment a law becomes broken, it is any American citizen's right. If no law is broken,
I don't know whose mic that is, but it is drowning out Kitty. I can't hear a damn thing he's saying.
That's Grandmaster's mic, man. I'm not trying to be rude, but it is.
I gotta go, guys.
All right, G. Have a good one.
All right, Grandmaster.
All right, now on that term of what you were saying just now, Kitty, too, I got another thing. Now, you were saying it's their right to do something, which means they can choose to do it or not to do it. Now, they
have to be
actually
aware
legally, they are legally obligated to.
No, they're legally obligated to tell the truth if somebody approaches them and asks them if they were a witness to. They're legally obligated to tell the truth, not legally obligated to do anything as a result. But according to the Constitution, it is not just our right to make sure good things are being done and the proper steps are being taken, but it is our duty to make sure, too.
Yes.
Because, again, I'll repeat real quick because of all the thoroughfare. The second a crime happens, a real crime, we're not talking some misdemeanor, we're talking, assault, whatever,
right.
It becomes the American citizen's job to do something, to say something. Because at that point, the laws of our country, which still to a degree might need some fine-tuning, are in place.
Right.
Which affects me, affects you guys, it affects Z.
Right, I agree with you.
Throughout the line.
A little bit less than everybody else.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. It becomes the law-abiding citizens, responsibility, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do something about it. It also becomes their choice of whether they're going to or not, which is why I stated, according to the Constitution, it's no longer our right, but it's also our duty as law-abiding citizens to do the right thing. Like they say, the old saying is, in order for evil to take over the world, all it takes is for good men to remain quiet.
Yep.
And it kind of already has to an extent, not to be a bad way everybody's written.
And to explain a little bit, comment was basically that I'm not above the law, I'm closer to equal. I wouldn't say equal, I'm just closer to equal, because even if I would kill somebody, I would get 2 years in a mental insane asylum, or until I'm deemed worthy enough to be back in society, because of the way that my laws work.
I was going to say, because of stuff that's happened to me, I'm labeled clinically insane. I'm usually the smartest, most stable person in a room.
Thank you.
I walk up to an officer covered in blood. I have to say one phrase, and they will offer me a shower. The voices made me do it. I feel horrible. I say something like that, even though I am fully actually stable in that moment, but they don't know that. They will take me there, they will shower me, and I'll be given cookies and whatever, and treated like an invalid, offered a ride.
Damn right.
And I am frequently the smartest, most knowledgeable person in a room, which means I know I can take advantage of that. I can walk around as a skinny, innocent little white dude that knows nothing, but it's not what I am. I'm going to say the fact that Z put me in this thing at all should have an account for my IQ to an extent. I would think. Or he's just
definitely Kitty. This is definitely intelligent people talking right here, and I would not expect I don't bring pseudoscience to you, Kitty. I bring you real legit shit, Kitty.
Yeah, because you know how I feel on pseudoscience and what happened last time you did that. in case anyone else was not quite sure, Z and I have a very friendly, kind of violent relationship. The violence is friendly. We never go past a certain point, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to do something like this.
Robbie up there giggling. What do you got to say, G?
Well, I'm just laughing because I remember,
Good
growing
vibe,
up and
okay.
everything, having the friendly boxing
You're
matches
good,
in the
Robert.
front yard.
Oh yeah. I still do that. I just did that like 2 months ago with a buddy of mine. We went and had a friendly boxing. It wasn't just boxing though. It was MMA, dude. We went all out on each other.
I'm someone where it's like...
Fuck yeah, MMA is the shit. I would love to have a backyard wrestling ring, bro. I would love to have a backyard MMA ring, have a real fight club, and just fuck each other up sometimes, bro.
Yeah, me and
All right, kid,
Tin
your
Man
turn.
have talked about that on numerous occasions, building one in our backyard, just having some peeps over and just going at it and have a couple beers afterwards, you know what I mean?
If anything, it's a good way to get the aggression out. It's like, hey Z, how many times Z have you been a punching bag for me because someone I can't touch or is not worth my time pissed me
Exactly,
off?
dude. Exactly, dude. Me and you sit back and bullshit with each other all the time. It's like you tell people that you can get them in 3 moves, and I say, I bet you I can make 2 of those invalid. That's how cocky I am.
And then we end up having to prove it, and then they just kind of stare at us because it's like, wait.
They just kind of stare at us because it literally goes on for 30, 45 minutes to an hour at sometimes, and it's like, what the hell is who going to do next?
It's because Z and I are such a good foil for each other that at the end of the day, unless one of us actually bothers to try to succeed, we fuck around.
I don't want to know about your guys' sex life.
If one of us actually try, if we neither one of us actually try, we're just fucking goofing off. But if one of us are actually trying, the other one gets kind of hurt sometimes.
Wasn't I messing around and brought out like a dildo machine guns at one point for giggles?
Again,
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
was
wait, what? I don't
That
want
was
to know about your guys' sex life.
Moonfang brought out a dildo machine gun.
Robbie.
Moonfang brought out a dildo machine gun. One of your authors called Moonfang did that shit. And you just fucked
That
up.
was
You
almost
just
as
fucked
bad
him
as
up
the
because you
dildo
said giggle.
monkey they brought out on your birthday.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
You tell him. I wasn't there. I saw the
Okay.
video.
Oh God, I remember that shit like it was yesterday.
The monkey?
I'm going to let Robbie field that one because he hasn't said a whole lot. And he probably remembers that a little more fondly than
Go
I do.
ahead, Robert.
Alright, so I want to say it was like your 16th or 17th birthday.
17th, yeah.
Yeah, we were all fucking just chilling out in the yard and everything. My girlfriend at the time was there, and her sister was trying to attend the birthday party too. And his mom was like, "No, you can't be here," and everything. And all of us were like, "Why can't she be here? It's a fucking birthday party. We're not drinking or anything like that." Well, later on we find out because his mom comes walking out with a fucking piñata with a pink dildo hanging from it. And wants all of us to beat on this fucking monkey.
Yeah, she
I'm
wanted
just
all
saying.
of us to beat our monkey. She wanted us to beat the monkey.
I'm literally sitting in the back and just going, why?
Like, what is going on?
Why?
What happened?
You know? And then we sit there and we finally break this fucking piñata and everything, and it's full of fucking condoms, candy, and a few other things. And we're just like, dude, your mom is basically condoning you to become a man whore. Like,
Yeah, when Z says I do some stupid or goofy shit, we're talking I at one point got bored and invented the Liberty Bells. Now these are, in context, these are tiny little bells that sing Christmas carols and will drive you completely utterly batshit. I will liberate you of your sanity because I was bored. You see, he remembers those. I get bored and grumpy. I'm not allowed to get bored and grumpy because I'll figure out how to do shit like the Liberty Bells or the Enabler, which is a completely lethal grade dildo machine gun that fires dildos at a high enough velocity to kill you.
Sounds like a
I'm
lesbian
not-
free-for-all.
I am the Sperminator.
I heard an unnamed alter of yours start saying Silent Night, and that's the worst one for me. Yeah, her, she did it.
By the way, should I tag
That
someone
was
who
really
had more-
creepy, Kenny.
That is the most maniacal laugh I've ever heard in my life.
Y'all were warned. Everybody was warned before I brought Kitty here. This guy is crazy, but he's on point, and he's a completely different opinion.
For sure.
Wait,
Right,
Robbie.
you just told them I was crazy, and not the fact that I had 13 people in this head, and each one of them have an IQ of around 180.
I
Wow.
was letting you say that.
I got 2 people in here, and one of them has an IQ of 160. The other one has an IQ of I don't give a shit. So it's got the smart guy mixed with the asshole, you know.
Another story I'd like to bring up about, psychotic parents. Robbie, you will remember this.
The psychotic ferrets.
Parents.
Psychotic ferret.
At your house, fucking hooking up your internet.
Ferrets.
Okay, Robbie, you remember this incident. The frying pan. The flying frying pan. Tell that
Yeah.
story.
I was sitting in front of a computer trying to hook up the internet for you and your mom, and all of a sudden I'm fucking ducking because I hear a frying pan hit the wall, and it literally contorted. She threw that shit so fucking hard. And she was throwing it at Chris's head.
Was it me or was it Sarah?
No, it was you.
Oh, it was you, bro.
I have to apologize because I was messing with Z because he was being a butthole, so he had to turn his camera off to defend himself for me. Because he is not quite clear, I can hit him from Ohio when he's in Virginia. I don't have to move from my bed and I can slap him.
Okay, you guys are talking about dildo machine guns and hurt buttholes. This is really
Yes, we're talking about hurt pussies. We're talking about sore pussies, hurt assholes, dildos, vaginas,
Herpasaur assholes.
tits, big ass shit pickles and dip pickles, and tits pickles. We can't not forget about tits pickles. She looks like Betty Boop.
You just got done saying herpasaur assholes.
Yes, and the whole thing is that we're technically talking about the reality that we're stepping into whenever I'm talking about different dimensions and everything. This is
Use
what
a
I
chest
was going
waiter.
to elaborate about. We're using astral travel to astral battle to explain this in actual words.
While we're talking with you guys, I'm literally just bouncing in front of him, punching him or whatever in the face, and then bouncing back.
Well, again, I don't
So,
want to
yeah.
hear about you guys' kinky antics.
But they're fun, and it's
Okay, so what is now the topic so that we can keep discussing so that Miss former boss lady and Jenna can come in. Jenna, Miss Catherine Brewster former, and Jenna
They can come in any
join
fucking time they
later
want.
whenever
We
they
can
get
discuss
here.
whatever.
Is
What
Genevieve
What can we continue
coming right
talking
now?
about?
I hope so.
Home, and Jenna says that she is eating.
Oh, there's a surprise.
Yeah, I
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
know. I know.
Whoops.
Me and Miss Jenna got into a little argument. I personally don't give a fuck, but I'll just say that out loud real quick.
We're listening.
I think we lost him.
No, he's...
Which means you're left alone with me unleashed, which means y'all are screwed.
Yummy.
He's also kind of the person that pulls me back, so apparently all the stuff doesn't fall out my mouth, so if he disappears, you should probably let me disappear, or I'll just start saying whatever pops into our head. And as I said, there's 13 people in here. So do you really want 13 people not leashed by the one person who can keep me focused?
Yeah, I'd say let's keep focused. I got a story for you guys.
That's what was I asked?
I don't know.
Your ass?
Jenna is eating. That was a funny subject. I said Jenna and I got into an argument, and that's about as far as it will go in my personal discussion because I don't like bringing drama and pseudoscience to stupidity. Because, personally, to me, this is stupidity, what we get into fucking stupidity about.
Yeah.
I won't even call it an argument.
Kind of sounds like the other night at work for me.
Oh, shit, I didn't push send.
Yeah, like I told you we were going to 3 shifts, remember? Well,
Yep.
that lasted all of 4 days. And I'll tell you why. You remember Donald. I've mentioned this guy before. Loudmouth motherfucker, can't mind his own fucking
Yeah, the
business.
asshole.
Pushes his religious bullshit. Well, all 3, he, a supervisor, and a 3rd employee got fired the other night. And I have no problem mentioning their names now that they've been fired. Because they no longer work for the company. Okay. The 3rd shift supervisor, Craig, tells Donald to put the nuts up because they were running presses, put nuts in the hubcaps and whatnot. They finished that run.
Put nuts in hubcaps.
Yeah, so they had to put everything away for the next run and get ready for the next run. Well, the nuts were pretty much put away, but one of the employees wasn't doing anything according to Donald. And Donald had a fucking shit fit on this supervisor because he's too busy minding everybody else's business instead of minding his own and doing his fucking job like he's supposed to. So the supervisor's telling Donald, put the nuts away. They get into a heated fucking argument, and the supervisor gets right up in Donald's face, like literally they are touching foreheads. Donald pushes Craig, the supervisor, knocks him down. Craig gets up, lands 2 blows on Donald. Donald grabs the guy, and fucking this 3rd coworker, Timmy, gets in between them, tries to break him up. Craig swings on Timmy, busting his lip open, and then fucking Timmy just fires back and knocks Craig, the supervisor, out.
Like cold, clean out.
Yeah. At least that's what I was told.
Yeah, I really wanted to hear this story, Kitty.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, so needless to say, they got fired. All 3 of them got fired. Pretty much just completely destroyed the 3rd shift. So
I'm glad that Tin Man was not involved in this and he could keep his head level.
Now, I wasn't even there for this.
He was out in a truck.
Yeah, because we had my supervisor gave me a
man.
ride home at night because we get pretty bad weather out here. So she was giving me a ride home, and we had ran a quick errand for another employee real quick, and we were bringing him back his stuff that he gave us the money to go get for him at the fucking gas station. And she comes back out cussing and is all pissed off because this shit went down. And we're there till like almost 2 o'clock in the morning. It was fucking nuts. And the next day they decide, oh, well, we're canceling 3rd shift and just going back to 212s. I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. Because one motherfucker can't mind his own fucking business and keep his fucking mouth shut. And somebody had enough of this guy's shit and fucking laid him out.
Damn.
Yeah, you've heard me talk about this guy before.
Yeah, definitely I've heard you talk about Daniel before.
Yeah, Donald fucking...
Donald, I'm not good with names, but you know who you're talking about, and I know who you're talking about.
It's a goose.
That asshole.
Goose. Yeah, he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut or mind his own fucking business, and he fucking pushes his bullshit constantly. And he literally thinks, and he has said this out loud, that he is untouchable, that nobody can fucking touch him because of his religious beliefs. According to his religious beliefs, he's invincible. I'm like, well, apparently your God shield does not protect you against the fist of a supervisor.
I was just gonna say that his fucking belief just got shattered.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
his Jedi mind
dude,
shield
real
didn't
shit.
work. These are not the people you are looking for. These are not the
My
people who
Jedi
have
mind
knocked
shield
you the fuck
fucking
out.
works, dude. Check this shit out. This is all metal. This is all metal. This is all metal. I was smacked up against the temple back August 5th, 2017, dude. Smacked up against the fucking temple. I've had a gun to my face. I turned around, lit a cigarette, and turned around, and the barrel was smoking.
Wow.
We all know you, Nuts.
I'm just saying. I've asked friends to help me get out of this host. It's terrible, dude. But I'm just saying. I'm fine now. I can survive and everything. But I'm just explaining something.
Hey, Z. How much do these guys actually get what me and you deal in? Or is this a separate sector?
They understand, but they choose to stay in their sector. And that's the best I can explain unless Tin Man or Lucid would like to elaborate themselves.
We all have our
Not-
own belief systems. We believe that everybody is free to believe how and what they want. Whether it is true or whether it is fictional is entirely up to the individual. That's their own fucking belief system. They can believe whatever the hell they want. It doesn't fucking matter to
And
me.
it's up to no one to say otherwise.
Yeah, like you're free to have your religious beliefs, your political beliefs, your personal beliefs.
Here comes the former Catherine Brewster. She is on the way.
Yeah, it's all up to the individual. We welcome all aspects of life and different ideologies and characteristics, no matter where they stem from or what their subject matter consists of.
I'm just trying to make sure I'm on the right page of what to talk about, what not to talk about, so I don't end up like.
Well, I will tell you
Alright,
this:
very
a
much
vast
so.
majority,
Alright, very much so.
a lot of our audience would probably understand where you guys are coming from, and an equally opposite
all.
portion would probably be like, "What the fuck are they talking about?"
Hey, wait, listen. You hear that?
Rabbits.
Your voice changed, but your breath smells the same, Lucid.
Fuck you, dog.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys something that happened last night, or not last night, but the night before. We're getting ready to. Our shift is getting ready to end. It's freaking 10. It's 4 minutes to 11. The freaking line loader comes up to fucking check the clock on my computer. I'm like, you don't want to come closer because I had just farted. And he's like, what do you mean don't come closer? I'm like, I gotta check the time, find out what time it is. I'm like, it's 4 minutes to 11. You don't want to come closer. I farted. He backs up real quick going, oh, I know what this is about. I smelled that shit before. I ain't getting any closer. You gotta fucking kill us all.
And Grandmaster's farts are terrible.
Oh, I'm sure. Especially when he gets on camera and goes, poopy, poopy, poopy. Ah!
Welcome to the group, Genevieve.
Yeah, welcome. Show us them
I
titties.
know, it's like, this new person's first impressions of me is my more actual evil laugh, so it's like, well, can technically only go up or down from here, I guess.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey,
It's
Dion.
fine. It's fine. She's cool. Like I said, everybody here is intelligent, Kitty.
I'll put it to you like
I'm
this. She's
just-
known me for 7 years. She's put up with my shit.
And if you can take care of Robert, you can take care of a lot.
I'm just having the problem of I technically have a long but short attention span, so when I get bored, I just start tagging the nearest personality in, and well, if I start doing crap like that, this thing ain't gonna make any sense.
Well, that's life. Oh, Jamie, we got something
Correct.
to show.
That is life.
And since we're all fucked, so.
Grab it.
Oh
We got
yeah.
What
something to
now?
show you. We got something to show you.
Oh God.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
That's scary. That's scary coming from Tin Man's mouth.
That scares me. Everybody running my
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
Howdy, boys.
How you doing, boobies? You want to have a threesome? My hair is way better than
no,
his.
but I'm.
So I guess Mr. Funny Bones is still at Burger King locked in the bathroom.
Yeah, he's probably still jacking.
As is his constant, craving for spilling his nuts all over the place, yes.
Yeah,
Well, with that booty just sitting there in line every day, all day, what else can he do?
His concept of beauty at that Burger King is just warped and demented, let me tell you.
Oh, Burger King, Burger King, Burger King, Burger King.
You got everything from fat and ugly to skinny and cracked out, bro. So there ain't any in between, like maybe pretty girls there. No. Blah. Things that make you go. Blah.
So Z,
Yeah. See, this
the
is why we
question
need naked
directly
hot
for
girls
you.
on the round table.
Who are
man,
you
to kind of
ban?
balance things.
Well, you guys might have lost him. Now he can't ban people. Sweet. Oh,
Clearly.
Is it time for another opiate?
I don't know.
Time for another opiate. Awesome. Time for another hit.
opiate. I'll be right
Z,
back.
who's not
Yes.
allowed to come on?
So, Genevieve, what would you like to talk about? You just came to the floor. I'll give you the floor.
Rose.
Yeah,
And
Sarah.
any higher. Rose and Johnny. And I apologize for interrupting
Okay.
everybody.
So, okay, you want to know what I want to talk about? Child discipline.
Ah! Corporal punishment!
Sounds
I'm not
good.
cool with that tone.
Let's hear it, Genevieve.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, certain members that are in this roundtable already know that I spank my son.
Hell yeah! Beat him!
With a fish.
I spank him with my hand, belt. I even backhand him sometimes for cussing. He's 4.5.
One smack is good.
Yeah, only one. Unless he steals something, and then what I do is I give him money if I have it. I give him money, and I tell him, go, pay for it. There was actually one instance where he was running around a store, and we told, my mother and I told him, we said, stop running, you're going to break something. He goes, oh no, I'll be careful. Wouldn't you know it, we go down the glass aisle, and he runs into the shelf and knocks something glass over. Now this was right after Christmas, and his great-grandmother had given him some money for Christmas, and he wanted to buy nothing but toys. So I made him take his money for his toys, some of it, and go pay for the broken product, the broken whatever that he broke. Now the lady, the cashier, she told me, she goes, oh my, I put one up there, and she rung it up like I was buying it. I was like, oh no, he's paying for this because he broke one in the aisle back there. I'm trying to teach him to be responsible for his actions. And she goes, wow, any other parent would never do that. They would just walk away and not say anything.
So he broke an already broken object?
No. He broke a candle holder thing with a saying behind it. I think it's like Love Sweet Love or something like that. And it was glass. 100% glass, mirror, everything.
You said that the broken product that he broke.
Oh.
If it was already
I didn't
broken,
mean to.
that's messed up.
No, sorry, no, it wasn't broken. It was fully intact.
That would probably be like his father's balls.
Those aren't broken yet, but just let me get a hold of him.
Hey, Curse. Where you at, Curse?
I'm right here. Zero is here. Zero is in the house.
But
just
if
a
my
half,
son steals-
just a half of a 15 milligram. That's all it takes.
Right on, bro. I know that shit.
This little itty bitty one right here.
So, can I let me have one brief second to expound a message and say, please, Catherine Brewster, check your messages because I am trying to conversate something that we have talked about that you do not want to discuss during a roundtable.
Oh, yeah, I know. I will. I have nothing to do tomorrow, so we can talk then.
Is this
Okay.
a roundtable forum?
But so, I spank him for lying. I spank him for stealing. I spank him for back talking. Depending on the severity of back talking, what I'll do is if it's not too severe, I'll spank him. If it's beyond disrespectful, then I will slap him.
It's a goose. It's a goose.
And so, a lot of parents, what they'll do is a lot of parents nowadays, they are against that. They say, oh, it takes down their self-esteem. No, it doesn't. It puts them in
builds
their place
character
and
and
they know
puts
what's
hair
right
on
and
their
wrong.
chest.
It does, yeah. But I've always told other parents that think who are against spanking and stuff. I've asked them. I said, have you ever, when you were a kid, did someone come up to you and get down to your level, look you in the eye, and go, sweetie, you can't do that? And they've always told me, no, we got spanked. I was like, okay, are you depressed? No. Okay. Then what makes you think your kid's gonna do that?
Well, blah, 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 blah.
Well, we're a bunch of tree-hugging liberals. We like to, coddle our kids and, keep the umbilical cord attached.
And pretend we don't know what a gender is.
And there's also, this is my personal opinion. Honestly, I have nothing against parents who are anti-vaxxers or like that, and also anti-discipline. But in my personal opinion, I'd rather do that stuff and have him behave than not do it and have him get sick and die, or have him be a disrespectful, disobedient little shit.
Woo!
I'd also rather my son be respectful of rules and authority figures rather than look a cop in the eye and say, fuck you, pig, and get arrested and put in jail for the rest of his life because he decided, I don't like what someone said, so I killed them.
Technically speaking, you can't get arrested for saying fuck you, pig. That's a matter of opinion and First Amendment rights, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
He has to be intelligent as well as responsible with his actions in this upcoming years, because technically he's 3 to 4 generations before his generation becomes powerful. Like our generation is like right at the cusp, or we are the generation that is in power right now.
Well, my son, he's 4.5. He's 4.5, and a lot of people have asked because of his intelligence quota and the way he talks and explains things. I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "Oh, is he 10? Is he in school?" I'm like, "No, he's 4.5." A lot of people think my son is 10 years old because of 1, his height, 2, his intelligence, and 3, the way he carries himself.
You still there, Kitty?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's touching himself.
Are you done listening to my drivel?
I'm dealing with multiple things at once. I'm also in 2 groups that I will not bring in here because I am not a caring main member, so I'm trying to, when it is relevant to something I have not already said or blah blah, I'm multitasking.
The hand on the cock goes up and down, up and down, up and down.
You're lucky I've worked on impulse control because I almost said something really funny. Well, funny.
I know.
Oh.
I smelled it.
Okay, I have a funny story. Okay, I was watching my boyfriend ref hockey games, and on the last hockey game, one of the hockey players, one of his players from the bench, they ended up going woo, and the player, he turns around and he goes, "That's what she said." I was this close to say, "Hey, stop talking about my secret life."
Well, when he said up down, the first thought that entered my mind is, yeah, I know that's what your mouth was doing for me last night.
Hot dogs!
In case anyone hasn't quite connected the dots, I am flamingly, flamboyantly gay.
Hot dogs.
Okay.
We kind of figured that out, but you know we don't fucking judge people. We don't blast people. You know, your business is your business, and as I've always said, what goes on in somebody else's bedroom is their own damn business.
And my opinion on that, just so we're straight, dude, my mom is bisexual, my sister's bisexual, my aunt is lesbian, my grandmother was lesbian, my brother was bisexual at some point in time. You know, I mean, I got family lined up from start to finish, bro, who are gay. So, you know, yay, go gay.
Yeah, bro, I would not have brought you in a violent, harassing environment if I knew that. I promise you that dumb shit. That's pseudoscience, my brother.
I'm pretty sure you said you wouldn't promise me that dumb shit, and you didn't call me dog again because you remember what happened last time.
I said brother. I said brother. I said brother.
Yeah, good, because we remember what happened last time you called this kitty cat a dog.
Yeah, okay. I want to hear Robert talk for a little while. Excuse me, but whoa, look at Lucid. He's got him.
I found me a new top hat. How do you do?
Okay.
Oh my god.
I like to preserve the freshness on my head. Even though it don't fit.
If you don't have control,
Wait, what?
If you don't have,
That's the only meaning to the term hothead.
I'm just trying to find a better, safer condom.
a tinfoil hat, use Tupperware like Weird Al says.
Right. So, Robbie, what do you want to talk about?
I have a turn.
Thanks for the warning.
Well, why are your clothes still on?
I kind of like the topic of gun control.
We can barely hear you, dog.
Okay, hold on.
And why is Genevieve still dressed?
Alright, how about now?
Yes.
Much better.
Alright. I like the topic of gun control.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
I don't know, big butt, it's harder to get your right angle, and if it's too plump, you gotta have that nice bubble, but you don't need much more than the bubble. Come on now.
Man, I like big butts, okay? I can't help it.
And I think you might have scared Robbie.
Well, it's
Go difficulties. I'm gonna exit the call and join back in.
Alright.
You any shock factor that comes from this mouth, you get to put all of that on Z because people know they're supposed to warn people about me before introducing me.
Yeah, Chris is that kind of friend too. We always warn people before we introduce Chris.
Yep.
That warning is very necessary.
There's definitely an
It very
introduction
much
before
is.
Chris.
Alright, so go for it, Robbie. What do you got? You want to talk about the gun control?
No, when we talk about gun control and everything, everybody wants to sit there and talk about how, you know, it's not the person that's or not the gun killing people, it's the person and everything. And then you got the other people on the other side of the spectrum that are saying, no, that's wrong. Well, here's the thing. This is where people get clouded and stuff like that. If we're going to sit there and ban guns, okay, what's next?
Kitchen knives.
Because, huh?
Kitchen knives.
Kitchen knives. Might as well cut my fucking hand off and ban my hands because those can be used as a lethal weapon too.
Yeah.
Banning
people walking
fucking-
around without appendages after a while here.
You know, banning fertilizer because it's used in making bombs. You know, it's a.
No, they don't ban. They haven't banned fertilizer. They've limited it beyond any measure. I'll tell you that much. You can't buy more than like 5 pounds or something now
without a contract.
without a contract.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting at. You know, that in certain places, like here in Arizona, they've limited the amount of ammunition that you can buy because they've raised the price.
Yeah.
Yes, ammunition.
Ammunition.
Something like that. But no, I mean, they've literally raised the price so high that people can only buy so much. You know, but me and Chris, we actually had a long conversation a while back in this kind of format, just me and him, and it was kind of an interview where he was asking me questions and I was answering them. You know, I kind of believe that the whole reason why our government wants to push the gun control issue is it's one step closer to implementing martial law.
Yeah.
In my opinion on that, Robbie, I think that it's one step away from initiating martial law. I think the more anarchy and the more crazy shit gets, the more likely they are to implement martial law. I do, however, think that gun control being what it is today, being limited to, its uses and its, its accessibility is creating a way of trying to control the people. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, like I said earlier, the example of Hitler and his Reich. I mean, you ban guns from the people and you allow the government to take over super easy.
Yep.
Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, the reason why I say it's one step closer is because, okay, you eliminate the gun issue. Now the troops can literally walk into your house and there's no threat to their safety. They can take what they want. They can arrest who they want. The only thing we have now to fight back is our hands or whatever we can grab to hit them with. Now,
which still activates a threat, because I mean you can hide around a corner and stab a nigga in the throat when he comes through the door. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's why I said what's next.
Yeah.
You know, it's, to me, it's like, in my opinion, gun control is a moot point. You know, you can do all you want to sit there and regulate gun usage and stuff like that, and the average motherfucker down the street's going to go down to some store that they heard about that's going to be selling guns underneath the fucking table with no serial numbers, just like this fucking dude in Florida, and they're going to fucking kill a bunch of people, and what grounds do they have then?
Right.
Yep.
Stick that long cylindrical object in your mouth.
Who are you talking to, me or her? Because, well, I mean, mine's not really all that long, and it's really thin, but...
Wait a second, Robbie. Wait a second, bruh. Hold up, bruh.
Well, we all know Genevieve likes putting...
Womp, 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 womp.
Genevieve likes long, hard things.
Somebody's talking about dildos in 5 places at the same time. Why is dildos everywhere? Why do people talk about dildos all the time? I'm tired of hearing about dildos. Why don't we hear about a Hitachi as often as we hear about a damn dildo?
It's those guns. It's those guns.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Genevieve, can you put that in your mouth and untie it?
I'll be back.
with a
I'm
cherry
going to
stem.
pull Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'll be back.
Hey, I've already proved that I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue. I've already proved that I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue. Okay?
But can you put a cherry stem in your mouth and tie it in under 3 seconds? Like me.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah, I'm pretty quick at it.
The part is, Patrick, she showed you that she can tie the knot and then she untied it.
Yeah, I could untie it too.
It was fun.
Well, I mean, with skills like this, you can't go wrong.
All I see is the side of your face. I see like that much, dude. Yeah.
Nice.
You were talking about gun control? I like to call that tongue control.
I know, it's like we were talking about gun control.
I can get with that.
And then we started talking about dildos and oral sex. So I guess we were talking about gun control, and then we went to dildos and oral sex. So I guess that lines up my next pop quiz.
Yeah,
Hey,
that just
I like that.
lets you know how crazy conversation gets in these forums. So
Honestly, I'll tell you this right now. Guns and knives are a turn on for me. I love them.
grr, baby, grr.
She really has to stop telling us all this shit, dude.
I know, seriously.
I'm not the
But
only
here's
woman who thinks that. I'm not the only woman who thinks that, guys.
And-
Hal,
and-
you believe me, I know that person.
Okay, now we're back to these commercials. That was an eargasm for anybody with earbuds or headphones on. You are
Oh my
very
God!
welcome.
What the hell?
You are very welcome.
What the heck was that?
That was this. This is oh my gosh.
You're not on screen. You're all black, dude. And I think we know
That is
what it
oh
is.
my
We don't
gosh.
need to
That
see
is
it. We
just
know
oh
what
my
it
gosh.
is.
And I will shut up so Tin Man can talk.
That's a, oh my god, I need to be running to the bathroom right now.
Okay, and this is holy fucking shit.
Okay, now, yeah, I'm not even gonna say it.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to stop playing around. I just wasted 5 minutes of the round table and I'm happy. Let's continue forward now.
Oh, but I was about to say on our next segment, we're going to talk about white or black, which dick truly is bigger.
Yeah, no, let's not go there.
Oh, Z's running away from the topic. Get your ass back on here, Z. And we'll chase you better. I think he's legit running from the topic. He knows I was about to say some shit.
Oh, God.
Kitty is always saying shit, and I'm tired of Moonfang and the kids playing around.
Oh,
Genevieve, care to share off your toys?
doesn't even care.
Genevieve, turn one of yours on. Let's see whose is louder.
No. Because I will beat you all. Because I will beat you all.
All right,
Honey, you just don't
do it.
know.
I accept the
Honey, you
challenge.
don't know. I can be so flamboyant. You just did not know. You just really don't know.
Do you got the
I
skills to go with those
can
rails?
just be like this, and you would not even notice the difference.
Do not make me go here, Genevieve. Go ahead. Out with it. What do you got? I got toys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna go there.
He's like, Mike's like, let me out of the room.
I shall corrupt everything so that it is nothing but porn and goodness.
Yeah,
Kitty,
that
I
was
have a
fun.
question for you. Kitty, I have a question for you.
Potential answer.
Okay. I am 200 pounds, and my normal trick of wearing black to make me look thinner is no longer working. What do I do?
That depends, because you also have to consider what cuts are you using for your clothing. Are you using a long shoulder? Are you using a straight cut jeans? Are you using a regular? It's like, if we're truly going to get into that we're talking about each variant cut of clothing from the tops to the bottoms, to the type of socks and shoes you wear, can create a difference. If you throw over an additional hoodie and leave it unzipped, it can create negative space.
I wear
As long as
t-shirts and
you're-
shorts.
So you don't wear underwear, so when I pants you, I get a nice surprise. That's good to know.
Oh my god. Don't Temp lose it. Please don't Temp lose it. Please. I'm going away now.
I'm kind of glad I got a black screen for him. I'm not sure.
Well, the reason why I'm asking Kitty is because of the fact that I know that there are women out there who would like to know that stuff because they are having the same problem as me.
Well, that's why I said it's a good question, but you also have to consider it's not something that you can have an easy question answer for. For one thing, I would move from a skinny leg to a regular to start.
I wear boot cut.
Well, that's an even better setup to do for the bottom, but up top, go for long sleeves, try not patterns. Do solid color long sleeves or short sleeves, obviously when it's hot as Hades. And have an accessory coat, a hoodie or a trench coat to create negative space. I have a trench coat I have right now that works because it causes a billow effect.
Sorry.
Honey, I live in Nebraska, and it is super humid out here during the summer. And I when I say super humid, I mean it's like I'm stepping into a damn steam room when I go outside.
Giggity.
For
Hey, Genevieve, are you 18 yet?
I would go for shiny wrists. If you're going for more the illusion of, put bangles, something shiny. What you're wanting to do is draw the attention to what you want people to look at. Wear a necklace that's closer up top. If you're trying to keep people looking away from the chest and stomach area, wear something not always a choker. It doesn't have to be right here. Step about here. Because they'll pay attention to that. Put a bangle or two on. I mean, geez, you can go to like the nearest Claire's and they'll have sets of bangles
I'm stepping out, coming back in.
$5. Where that focuses on the leg instead of what I don't care about.
Okay, there. I finally got...
Yeah, I have really long legs. I have really long legs, and I have a super long torso.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though I am 200 pounds, I don't necessarily look it.
One thing I would personally avoid a lot, and just for me this is kind of a fashion ill, those belly belts. I don't get them.
God, I hate those things.
But this is not only just for you, this is for, it's like, you don't look good, honey. I don't care what you think you do. You look weird. They don't make sense. No, sure. And yeah, I'm slipping on purpose into the gay stereotype a bit because it's fun, but the belly belts just don't make sense. They don't serve a purpose, and then they scrunch up your shirt. So it emphasizes above and below more, which can actually make it look worse.
Yeah.
It has the opposite effect.
Uh-huh. Okay. I just needed to know that so I can, when I get my federal tax return, I can go and do my shopping the right way now.
Well,
I mean, what's funny is that's one of the only stereotypes for gays I have is I'm reasonably good at dressing women or dressing as a woman. I have my gal pals who hate me because I look better in a skirt than that.
I have some chicks that hate me because I can walk better in heels than they can.
Dude, I have
Hey, Robbie, tell them about that Halloween with your sister.
Oh, and she dressed up as the man and you dressed up as the woman?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Tin Man showed me those pictures. No.
Hey, just because I can pull it off better than you don't mean nothing, all right?
Ha!
She said, ha!
I love how
the incident where I dressed up, in the full getup, a dress, bra, panties, fucking high heels, makeup, bra, or long hair, and went across the street to the church and hit on the pastor.
Did he accept?
No, he ran inside the church, locked the door, and wouldn't come out.
See, but that's where your difference and my difference comes in, Rob, because I've had straight guys when I'm in my full come up behind me, grab my ass, and then when I turn around, have a freak out moment because I opened my mouth. And they're like, I'm so sorry. It's like, what? You don't want none of this ass that you were just talking great about now? Because
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I've seen that happen so many times, though.
And it's even funnier because I'll be blatantly flamboyant. I'll put my arm on their shoulder and be like, what, boy? You don't want none of my ass now? I'll even turn around and hike up for you, and they'll get so pale. You've never seen pale until you've seen an African American dude.
She's got a dick.
Until you've seen an African American dude almost look my wife. He paled that much.
Don't do that shit around me, like, seriously, because I'll play along.
Oh, whoa. That's great, Dan.
Make everyone embarrassed and see who's better at tongue use then.
I have actually watched Patrick make one of my friends so nervous that he was literally curled up in a ball in a corner, almost in tears.
Wasn't that Tommy Bird?
Nope.
No, that's the boy John Joseph that me and him were talking about last week.
Didn't Lucid do that to Kelly as well once?
Kelly got kind of scared at first, but then he started playing along when he figured out everything was on the up and up. But
yeah,
Joseph had no idea, man. Joseph had no idea. This fool was seriously balled up in the corner next to my front door, almost in tears in front of his wife.
So it sounds like
You traumatized that poor man.
I'm sorry, when I hear about people suffering like that, I think it's hilarious.
I am the least homophobic motherfucker on the face of the planet, dude. Seriously, like, if somebody comes at me, like, for instance, dog, if you came at me and you were like, hey, dude, you're fucking hot, I'd be like, thank you, man, that's real flattering, you know? I'd be gracious about it, you know what I mean? I'm the least...
The face isn't because of your comment, it's, I guess it didn't call through, I'm a kitty, I'm not a dog.
Oh, for sure. All right, well... What I'm getting at, what I'm getting at is I'm the least homophobic motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life, and seriously, you want to put the fear into some motherfuckers? I will play along.
You want? I have a story about that. Me and a bunch of friends, when I was in college, I went for a whole semester. There was this fear God preacher fucking with everyone, men, women, the black chicks. And I was waiting for my friends, and a dude walks up. I don't know him from Adam. It's college. You don't know a lot of people from Adam.
Right.
What's going on? And it's like, oh, I'm waiting for my friends because we're just going to dance circles around this dude swaying and saying as faggoty as possible that we are here, we are queer, we're never going to disappear. He's like, I got one better for you. He grabs me by the hip. Now, again, remember, I don't know this dude. He's not in any of the groups. Hip walks with me. You know the one I'm talking about, the possessive... Stops right in front of this dude, grabs me by the face, and I have 2-second warning before he's full-on Frenching me, until the pastor walks away. And then he looks at me and is like, you kiss better than my girlfriend.
Nice.
And I just kind of looked at him because, ask Zine, I'm kind of forcing myself to relax more because he's here. I'm just literally standing there like...
That totally sounds like something I would do, seriously, like...
He probably was stunned. Yeah, as much as I know be here, bro, he was probably stunned.
And then it's like, then maybe I should just give her lessons. And I got roped in for the rest of the afternoon teaching his girlfriend how to properly initiate, reciprocate, and use in Frenching.
Wow.
Because if you really want somebody to get excited, you lose during the Frenching, so they pull into you and push you back, because then you have even more control.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
See? Genevieve gets it.
Yeah, I get it too, man. Trust me, I get it. Hey, bro, I was raised by lesbians, bro. Seriously, my grandmother and my grandmother's girl, dude. Trust me, if anybody knows the female mind, it is me.
You want to know what's really crazy, and that's something that happened in college. And I'm kind of messed up from it, but it's kind of hilarious. I learned how to blow a dude's dick from 2 lesbians. Because they got a book out, translated all their tricks on the clit after pantsing me, and grabbed my dick and was like, you lick here, don't fucking touch this right away, bury your face here. And it was like, again, I'm cool with them. They're in my room. They're within touching range to even pants me to begin with. And let me tell you this, I have had no complaints from any guy I've actually gone down on since. And then I just kind of looked at them and was like, why? They're like, dude, it's past midnight. We know your ass ain't going anywhere for these lessons, and we know how to do this shit. Just because we know how to do it on the shorter version of it doesn't mean we don't know how to make sure the long one feels good too.
Right?
And I think I'm killing Rob a little here.
There's what people don't understand is there's a short game and there's a long game.
You're damn right, and I always play the long game.
No, there's no time and a place for both. But I would say 9 times out of 10, the long game is your best bet.
The short game just don't work.
The long game's the fun part because if you can get him to whimper, and not mean to, but do that little noise,
Robbie,
or something like that.
Right.
You got him. You got him.
You know what? I'll tell you this right now. I have never ever failed at getting that little whimper that is involuntary. I've never failed at that.
I can attest to that.
This is what's horrible about me is I'm shameless. I'm gay, but I'm shameless. So I have had friends where it's past midnight and I'm bored, or it's not past midnight and I'm bored, and I'll get them. And I've learned how to do it. And Z's nodding because I've done this kind of bullshit to him. And I don't stop until you can utter the safe word, which, by the way, is lollipop. Have you ever tried to say a 3-syllable word like that when you're literally ridding orgasming, or for guys so turned on your preen, it's next to impossible.
That's how come my safe word is either book or mate, because mate is my spar safe word. Whenever we're fucking fighting and I say mate, it's over, motherfucker. I'm done.
Yeah, but it's funny because I'm a sadist for that, because sometimes they'll get lucky when I'm not quite ready yet and go la 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 la, and it's like
I had to see Lucid Lunatic's face. That's how come I flipped to that camera real quick. I knew it was coming.
Because again, I'm a sadomasochist and I'm proud of it. If it's not time yet for you to stop screaming for me, you're not done. I know how to keep going. Once I find those special spots, and I'm horrible for being really good at finding those spots, you're done. It's over. You're at my mercy, and you'll say the word, but you'll say the word when I'm bored.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, when was the last time you said lollipop?
I think he stenciled in for later tonight after the 2 Chris's again, and I'm pretty sure you 2 only have a 2-hour edging session with me tonight.
And I have an hour directly after this. I actually booked the hour directly after this before the
I fucking love this dude. I fucking love this dude.
Dude,
He called y'all the 2 Chris's.
bro.
Well, it's like their name is Chris, and it's like I literally have.
No, my name's Chris. That is Patrick.
No, he's talking about.
You're gonna get called.
Oh.
No, you 2 are the 2 Chris's until I actually put the effort in to remember names, which could take forever in a day. So I'm honest.
Here, how about we're the 2 Patricks instead? Chris is just not a name for me.
Okay.
Fuck you,
It's
Robbie.
like when it comes to, in case it hasn't quite clear, when it comes to perverted stuff, I have absolutely no filter. I don't see why. It's just sex. Oh my god.
Right?
Exactly.
Right.
Dildos, vibrators, and pocket pussies, oh my.
Wait, say that
Don't
again?
forget the bondage dungeon, Z.
Dildos, vibrators, and pocket pussies, oh mine.
And I told him not to forget the bondage dungeon because, that's the only thing I work out of.
Oh yeah,
you do
he
know
has
that.
seven.
You look
What is
around
it?
my
7
room.
or
That's
10
what we're
cells,
in
T?
right now.
We are in Chris's bondage dungeon. Seriously, dude. Like, I swear. Like, this.
No joke.
Yeah,
You
like,
have
no
a
joke.
St. Peter's cross. As far as I'm concerned, the St. Peter's cross is a necessary item in any proper dungeon. For those of you who are
I'm looking for it.
Tin Man has it. Tin Man has it. Watch. Tin Man has it.
Would this constitute?
No, that does not constitute as the proper bondage item, the St. Peter's cross. The St. Peter's cross is a X-shaped large frame that allows
I know what
you
you're talking
to
about.
completely and utterly pin somebody down, but it's mobile.
I
Okay, that's random. Who the hell is that?
Turn that off, please.
Yeah, who is that?
Me?
Oh! Who's me?
I have something similar to it. It's the strap version of the St. Peter's cross.
Oh boy.
So you're technically only half accessible at the moment. Okay. At least you're half official.
Oh, no.
So.
We must relocate the camera and show this good.
I'm here briefly because.
Alright, is.
Wait for him to reset his computer.
Alright, is.
Yeah, you know.
That's 2 new people I've met tonight. What's going on? Why am I meeting new people?
Because these are 2 people that I have added to the group via Operation Recruit New Members.
Ah, okay. Sounds good to me.
Where the hell did our gay friend go? Where'd the gay kitty go?
And I mean, no offense, but no offense by this, but what's your name?
Ezra?
Yeah,
That's
the
my
one with the bed in the back.
honestly, bro, that's my son's name. His name's Ezra.
Really?
Yeah, look at dude. Seriously, dude, my son's name is on my chest.
That's dope.
We have Ezra now. Kitty will not return
Why not?
because him and Ezra do not get along on a personal standpoint, and we will not discuss this. Please, Ezra.
Okay.
That's fine. So duly noted.
Honestly, guys, I think Lucid's about to pass the fuck out. So,
yeah, we've been running for about 2 hours.
yeah, I've been going for about 2 hours. I'm gonna head out, but it was nice to meet you, Ezra. We'll talk next time, dog. Like I said, man, I got an early morning tomorrow. My sons are coming over, so
And I gotta see about a card.
yeah, and we got church and shit in the morning, so I'm out. But it was nice putting a face to the name, dog, and love you, Robbie.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it tonight because we pretty much talked about everything.
I love you, Jen.
I love you too.
All right, guys, you guys have a good night.
I'm gonna go ahead and call the round table, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow. So we're already at 2 hours. We pretty much covered
What time?
Same time as always, 8 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call it tonight.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, because
I apologize you came in late, Ezra.
Nah, that's fine.
It's alright. Yeah. So I'll check you guys. Until next time, thank you all. This is Tim Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, yeah, that's Lucid. And if you're watching this, you're on the Resistance.